Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals fall into a place where it looks like they cannot win the division under any circumstances now. And they're going to have a very hard time to find their way to even making the NFL playoffs. And this is no fault of Joe Burrow. This is the fault of the organization, the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals are doing Joe Burrow wrong. They're wasting one of the best seasons out of a quarterback that could be wasted in history of the NFL. I don't think we've seen a quarterback season being wasted like this ever. Never, ever, 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 ever. Let's talk about Joe Burrow and what the Cincinnati Bengals are doing to Burrow. All right, so yesterday we saw the Bengals and Joe Burrow, who put on a masterclass on how to play quarterback, lose to the Baltimore Ravens and just be slightly not as good as Lamar Jackson. And that's no indictment on Joe Burrow, who is an all-time great quarterback, makes every throw on the field, is an ultimate leader, stands in the pocket, gets hit almost on every single play. The Bengals went for a 2-point conversion to try to end the game and beat the Baltimore Ravens. A lot of people agreed with it. A lot of people disagreed with it. I was on the side where I totally disagreed with it. Not because I thought that, well, they should, leave it to fate in a coin flip in overtime. But I saw the Ravens had 2 timeouts left. And with that Cincinnati defense, I think even if they got the 2-point conversion, Lamar would have been swoop, 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 right down the field, field goal, win game. So I thought maybe you kick that field goal and then hope that the Ravens are like, all right, we'll play for overtime, and then you win a coin flip and see what happens. But instead, they lost to the Ravens, and the Bengals are the Cincinnati Bengals. You've never seen really a quarterback in the middle of his career in his prime request a trade and say, I'm not playing for this organization, except one time. And that's the Cincinnati Bengals with Carson Palmer. And I'm not saying Joe Burrow is going to do that, but this organization is doing him wrong. Ever since his rookie season, he came in, got hit. Then they made the Super Bowl his second season, but he was getting hit. And then 2 years where he's battling injuries. This year, he's been healthy, but he gets hit on every single drop back. What are you guys doing? The Bengals are wasting an all-time talent with Joe Burrow. They're doing him wrong. They got to fix it. If you're Joe Burrow, and I'm not trying to be like dramatic here, but you might have to take a look at your career and say, I need out of Cincinnati. Or Cincinnati needs to go pay Jamar Chase what he's worth and go build him an offensive line. Because otherwise, Joe Burrow is going to go the way of Dan Marino, never win a Super Bowl, be an all-time great that puts up great stats. And it's not because he's not a winner. We saw him at LSU. Joe Burrow's a winner. But he just happens to play for maybe the most loser organization in football. And up the road in Cleveland, they might have an argument saying that maybe we're the biggest losers, which is kind of crazy for Ohio, a football factory, that the 2 worst organizations in football are the Browns and Bengals. Joe Burrow needs help. The Bengals are just simply wasting Joe Burrow's career, and I feel so bad for Joe Burrow. If I was him, I'd call my agent and be like, yo, tell them help or I'm out. Plain and simple.